Hey everybody, and welcome to What's 3D Printing. I am Glenn from Fun King 3D, and with me, of course, is my good friend James from Print and Play. Welcome, James. God, I feel like I haven't talked to you in forever. You're on mute.
Somebody told me it's better that way.
I seen something on the Twitters today that said the most common spoken phrase in all of 2020 is "you're on mute." Oh, hello everybody, and what is happening? Oh, Uncle Ron sliding in there with the happy birthdays. James actually just sent me a DM on Twitter today, apologizing for missing my birthday. And as I was explaining to him before the stream, I actually try to avoid my birthday as much as possible. So those that missed it, I don't really care.
How about any of you?
Tom said we were only 5 minutes late.
And we were actually on time, but we decided to have a pre-chat.
Yeah, we were fully on time, but we were having a good time talking to one another before we started talking to you. So sometimes we like to talk about stuff that we would never talk about in front of you.
Yeah.
So, you know,
like who's on first?
Important things like Letterkenny. So,
today's stream brought to you by Coke Zero, the liquid, not the company. That's what's keeping us going at this point.
Yeah, I was in, I don't know if you guys have CVS pharmacies up there, but I was in a CVS pharmacy this week, and they had a big.
Sorry, is that like a CBD pharmacy?
No, CV is in Victor.
Oh, I see.
CV. It used to be Eckerd Drugs a bazillion years ago, and then they got bought out by CVS. But they're like, we have Walgreens and CVS are our two main ones here in Florida. There's also like Rite Aid and some other ones around the country. But they had signs posted everywhere in the pop department that said, due to aluminum shortage, we only have the most common flavors. And what was really great was I found some Diet Dr. Pepper, which has not been so common lately. So I'm like, woo! I'll be taking that.
Black Gold, Texas tea.
Chris Lane said CVS is Canadian, I think. But I don't know if that's necessarily true. Canadian, I don't know. I'm not good at that.
So this is 5 volts, 30 watts, which is 6 amps. Is the power required to run this thing. I don't have a 6 amp 5 volt power supply.
To run my matrix displays that I've been playing with, and which shout out to maker Melissa. Holy cow, that library that she wrote, that Python scripting that she wrote is phenomenal if you're playing with matrices. But I'm actually running, I couldn't get a big enough 5 volt power supply, so I actually ran 2 in parallel. So
that's true. I could just splice a bunch together, right? Because
yeah, make sure you tie the grounds together, and then
power amperage stacks.
Yeah,
as long as it's parallel.
Right. Yeah, it'll even out. So I'm not really watching the chat. It's kind of scrolling by kind of quick. Pretty much hello everybody. I should give a shout out to everybody that's in here right now because there aren't very many, and then I don't feel bad for missing anybody. So today joining us first was Lars, and then we got Uncle Ron, who said, I believe he was trying to say howdy, but he said how DIY, and I told James the answer to that question is going to depend on what it is you're trying to DIY. So because there's things that you shouldn't DIY, like heart surgery or brain surgery. Definitely don't DIY that.
I've met some people that I think DIY'd their brain surgery based on the way they act.
I think I know people that did that as well. Pegleg Paul dropped in just long enough to thank Uncle Ron for the Christmas present. Pegleg Paul smells like he needs a shower. Alan Osborne is here with us. Tom Lama is here. My good friend Matt Cox is here. Tom Elrod is here. Sean Butler has slid in. And let's see, Chris Lane is here. Carl Schumann is here. Scott Hack Monkey is here. Bennett has popped in, which we don't see you very often anymore, Bennett. I heard that you got a little something for Christmas that's kind of cool. Ollie is here. Nadav is here, and please let me know if I butchered that name. 3D Medic Vince is here, and that's it. So
I feel like I'm on the polka dot door.
You're on the what?
There was a kid show growing up when I was a kid called Polka Dot Door, and at the beginning, and they'd be like, "I see Ashley and Tyler and Michael and Steven."
To do that, I'll bring the binoculars over here. Uncle Ron says his keyboard does weird things. He needs to replace it soon. Chances are it is the desk chair to keyboard interface that you're having problems with.
We call that PEBCAC in the business.
PEBCAC.
Problem exists between keyboard and chair.
And all of us hiding in the background. Well, see, Mark, that's just it. I know that there's actually a lot of people who watch the streams, but don't ever chime in. And we always encourage you to at least say hello so that we know that you're watching. We can give you some recognition, call you out, make fun of you. I mean,
no, that's right.
ID10T error. Yes. Love the ID10T errors.
I'm wiring this up very haphazardly right now because my theory is if it's 5 volts, 30 watts to power all the LEDs and I'm only going to control one at a time, 2 amps should be fine.
Yeah, if you're not going to turn them all on. I mean, that's no different than my Christmas light display. If you're not running all of the LEDs pure white at full intensity, you don't actually need as much amperage.
So I just need somebody in chat to quickly teach me how to control addressable lights from an Arduino. I could Google it, but that's not very engaging for chat.
No, of course not.
Of course, if nobody answers it, I'm going to Google it anyways.
We like to be spoon-fed.
Yep.
All right, so because this show is called What's 3D Printing, right now I don't have anything 3D printing because I printed all of my things that I needed, but I will be making a video about it this week, which I'm pretty excited. Again, a lot of people are going to watch the video and be like, but I've decided that I'm going to go back to basics and then just roll from there.
Regular basics or Q basics?
I'm not really sure. Maybe code basic. I don't know.
I need an extension cord is what I need.
Oh, I got one. Oh no, I used all mine up. Sorry.
Where's
Actually,
the trip?
I just bought 5 of them at Walgreens yesterday because they were 50% off. So I bought 5 40-footers for next year.
But then you found out their regular price, there's just half the length.
No. Yeah, the price wasn't 50% off. The cords were. I hope I at least got the male ends on all of them.
Oh my.
So I do want to talk about Christmas because Christmas is a fantastic time of year. I used to hate it. I really did. I used to hate Christmas so bad. I hated the season because there was so much fake niceness in the world. People who are jerks all year long are all of a sudden just these teary, happy people at Christmas. And then I had kids. And then I stopped caring about everybody else and how they acted. And I started to focus Christmas, because it's my birthday. Yeah, that is actually part of the reason I hated it. But no, seriously, I just focus on my kids and trying to make my kids happy. So and Xander takes the brunt of the happiness because what makes me most happy at Christmas time is completely screwing with my children. So
I thought that made you happy all the time.
Oh, I do screw with my kids a lot, but I really screw with them at Christmas time.
I support that.
He's over there going, mm-hmm. So Xander, my sister and Xander have a lot in common when it comes to Christmas time because neither one of them can stand surprises. They want to know what they're getting. They want other people to know what they're getting if they know what they're getting. You know what I mean? Like they have a hard time with surprises. And it's gotten to the point where my wife now wraps their presents. They each get their own Christmas paper and they don't know what is their paper. So they don't know which packages under the tree are theirs because he is so crazy. And like for the last week, I have dealt with every day. Can we open a Christmas present? And I finally said to him, yes, but I need a minute to go wrap it first. And then he goes, no, forget it. Because he knows that whatever it is, it won't be good.
To be fair.
To be fair. And then Matt said, then your kids go off to college and you remember how nice Christmas is. So this year I asked my children about a week before Black Friday, maybe a little longer, to each come up with a Christmas list of everything that they can think of that they want, no matter how ridiculous it is, with the caveat that they're not going to get it necessarily, but if they ask for something crazy and I come upon that on sale or I get an opportunity to acquire one, then it works out, right?
Right.
So a lot of horse farms near you. It could be, well, I have cats, so I don't really even need to go all the way to a horse farm for that. So they I don't know, they kind of procrastinated a little bit because they are my kids. And Zach did finally sit down and start creating his on a piece of notebook paper, and it was a sheet and a half. It was like the whole front and then like half of the back. And I mean, there was, I won't say crazy things. It is funny that he put socks and underwear on there because he knew that was a gimme. But he did ask for, like, he asked for a PlayStation 5, an Xbox, a Nintendo Switch. Like, he asked for some really high-end stuff like that. Xander asked for a new PC. And then, like, I don't know, 6 or 8 video games. That was like his whole list. And I'm like, this sucks. I have to shop off of this list. So, and all Xander does is play video games. And I didn't really want to support that habit. So I bought him a rake and a shovel. And I told him to go get a job. No. He said he wouldn't have been surprised if that happened. No, his mother and I decided that we were going to buy him a new PC. So I couldn't tell you the last time that I bought a computer built by somebody else. It would have been sometime before the 90s. In fact, thinking about it, I've only ever bought one built by somebody else. Now that I actually think about that. Wow.
Was it a Commodore 64?
No, that one was a gift to me. My very first IBM PC I bought. In fact, Matt in the chat knows the guy that I bought it from. And that's the one that I like went crazy and splurged on and put 8 megabytes of RAM in it. And so I was going to build Xander a PC, but the parts are so scarce and hard to get. And I ended up finding a deal through a company who I checked out, and they got great reviews. But as of this point, I want to fly to California and burn the place down.
Oh, great.
Because here it is, Sunday the 27th, and my child still does not have the computer that he was promised to be delivered by Christmas. Guaranteed Christmas delivery.
Guaranteed, not a guarantee.
Well, the whole time I just keep thinking about the line from Tommy Boy, I can take a dump in a box and stamp it guaranteed, So, yeah, guaranteed Christmas delivery. And it has been, it was sent to the shipping department Friday the 18th, and it has been sitting there since, and it hasn't moved. Scott, actually, that was the last pre-built desktop I bought as well. It was a 486 DX33. So, no, Dave, nope, I'm not giving that to them. He said, sadly, all shipping in the USA is totally screwed right now. I understand that.
But don't guarantee it then.
Don't guarantee it.
It
Don't
takes 2 seconds. Sorry, guys.
don't use COVID as an excuse, because COVID didn't start the 28th of November when I ordered on the 27th. They knew they oversold. And why did it go to shipping on Friday the 18th and it has not even generated, it has not been generated a shipping label yet? This company is horrible. There are hundreds of people in the Reddit complaining about this company right now.
And you're not going to say who it was?
I will. I will absolutely tell you who it is. But I want to make it clear, never buy anything from this company. There are so many people mad. There are threats right now of people going to the FTC and filing complaints because they've broken certain rules with the FTC. They have broken credit card rulings because they charged you the day you ordered it, but they haven't shipped it. Chris said I'd ask for a refund now. The problem is I want my product. I want the product that I paid for because I can't get the parts anywhere else. And the price that I got was a screamingly good deal if it actually shows up. So,
okay, so let's see if we can play a guessing game, because you said you're okay giving the name of the company.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll run them absolutely in the mud. I'm
not going to go to Reddit. Is this a company that's known specifically for building gaming PCs?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not. And is it a spin-off of another company, or is it a standalone one? Like Alienware, for example, is a spin-off or is now owned by Dell, so they're a subsidiary.
No, I'm pretty sure it's a standalone.
Okay, so it's not Dell, it's not HP. I'm trying to think. I like literally.
No, it's not a major brand.
Okay, but
it's
like
not Dell or HP or Comtrash, if they're even around anymore.
I'm trying to think.
Uncle Ron, I don't think so.
Yeah, because he pushes. Which brand is that now?
I can't remember, but I probably should have checked with them.
I'm drawing a blank, and I think I know which company it is, but I'm drawing a blank on the name. Give me 2 seconds because I'm going to look up the name of who I'm thinking it was.
Okay. So in the meantime, while James is looking that up,
I've also turned off chat in case somebody guesses it ahead of time.
No, Matt, that's not correct. Okay, so no, definitely not a Gateway. I bought him a Packard bill.
More like Packard smell.
So I couldn't give Xander nothing on Christmas, which essentially is what he got. But I wanted something there for him to open. And we explained to him early on this year that the packages weren't going to be even, that Zach was going to end up with, quantity-wise more packages because he had asked for a lot of cheap stuff. And Xander was okay with that. And then I did explain to him as we got closer, I said, your item has not even shipped yet. I don't know that it's going to be here in time. And so I kind of prefaced that as well. And then something was said, was it Christmas Eve day? I don't know. And he's like, it got here? And I said, it's amazing what happens when you sleep all day. Like that. I didn't say yes or no. I didn't lie to him because I had something to give him. And what I wrapped up and gave him was this.
I gotta switch back to see. Okay, so is that a Dell PC that you spray painted hot pink and put Barbie on it?
It's absolutely a Dell PC.
That you spray painted hot pink. Is that wait? Is that hold on? Is that rubber dip compound stuff?
It's house paint. I brushed it.
Okay.
So this is a Dell PC that I acquired over the years. It has been laying around in my garage for the last couple of years. It's old. It is a Pentium 4 processor.
Yeah, they all looked like that.
That's how old it is. It had a sticker on the side with the key for Windows XP. So I went to the store to get pink spray paint.
I
and
don't
I'm
suppose you
stand-
peeled that sticker off first, did you?
What's that?
I don't suppose you peeled the sticker off first, did you?
No.
Womp womp.
Why did you need an XP code?
I always need an XP code.
No. Well, I might be able to get it out from under the paint, but
No, that's okay. Don't worry about it.
so it we go to the orange big box store, and we're in the spray paint aisle, and they have one pink, and it's like this pale pink. And I said to Grisilla, I said, well, that's not going to work. That's not the right shade. And one of the employees was standing right there, and she said, well, does it need to be spray paint? And I said, no, I could brush that. And so she brought us over and had us pick a color and mixed up a Jerry's Puget Systems. There you go, Uncle Ron. Mixed us up a sample container of this. This is Bear Premium.
Oh, you had premium too.
Yeah, Bear Premium paint and primer
All in one.
in one, right? Yeah.
Am I right in thinking this looks better on camera than it does in person?
Oh, yes. It is glorious on camera. It's a movie prop. In person, it looks like garbage. But then I cut all the stickers. And then I don't know if you guys can tell, there's still mask over the top of this sticker.
Oh, because you started to peel it off and started to take the color with it?
Started to rip the paint off, so I had to stop. But I even painted over the top of the CD.
Nice. Fancy.
It is fantastic.
So the brand I was thinking of is Origin.
No, that is not who it is.
I only said that because I watched, Linus Tech Tips.
Right.
He does the undercover buyer stuff every year. And I think Origin was one of the companies that he dealt with that may have been shipping issues. I don't remember.
Well, I don't know. Like this company, I mean, I can tell you who it is.
So the other guess would be I Buy Power.
There you go. Bingo.
Yep.
So through the research that I did, they get great reviews and people are happy and the prices were good, and the equipment in their Black Friday sale, they had two. They had an AMD based and a Intel based, and I know I've told you guys a million times I'm an Intel guy, so I went with the Intel computer and I made a few changes to it to appease me. Like it had a no name brand 650 watt power supply, non-modular. I upped it to a
Corsair.
What's that?
A Corsair.
A gigabyte.
Okay.
Fully modular, 750 watt, so that he has some room for breathing. I upgraded the hard drive to a Western Digital Black 1 terabyte. I don't know, a couple other things, and then I got him a RGB keyboard and mouse to go with it and stuff. It's going to be a fantastic system. Upgraded it to 32 gigs of RAM. It's got the NVIDIA 3070 video card, which is really the hardest thing to get right now is video cards.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a nice machine if and when it gets here. But this company, I emailed them, and after like a week of not hearing from them, it took me 40 minutes to get through their chat to get somebody on the line. And like we were getting close. We were like 4 days out from Christmas. And I said, hey, I'm just checking with you guys so that I can make arrangements. Is this going to arrive by Christmas? So I have something to give my kid. Otherwise, I need to know so I can. The whole conversation was, it's guaranteed for Christmas delivery. That's it. That's all they would say to me. And I'm like, so it will be here. When can I expect to see my shipping number? Nothing. No other responses from them at all. Terrible customer service.
Just don't worry. It'll be there. Bye.
Right. Exactly. So then I found out that they had a Reddit, and I got on the Reddit, and they were like, if you need to reach out to us, you can reach out to this Brad guy. He's always like, send me a DM. So I did. I sent him a DM. 3 days, no response. So I called him out publicly. And he then replied to that because he had been posting in the Reddit in between. And he said, well, I probably just didn't get an answer to your question. And I'm like, and you couldn't have taken 2 seconds to say, hey, I'm working on it, or hey, I haven't been able to get an answer to your question. Instead, you ignore me, and there is part of the problem. Scott said, never trust Brad. So yeah, and I was just telling Priscilla today that I'm angry, and it upsets me that there doesn't seem to be anything going on over the weekend. But then I have to remember that most of the people are just employees.
Yeah.
So that's the way it is. But the management then should have stepped up. The owners of the company should have stepped up and said to their employees, hey, we really need you to work, and we're going to give you a big fat bonus check so that you can work. Mark said, if I can get my money back, go contact Brandon at, I don't know how to say that, Zydax. Again, if I could buy the parts, I'd just build it myself. Which is really what I prefer. But it just turned out that this system that they had for Black Friday was the main board I was going to use. It was the processor I was going to use. Like it fell in line with everything, and the pricing was good. I ended up right at, I'll put it in. No, I can't tell you guys. Xander's sitting right there, and I don't want him to know what it cost. It was a good deal. It was a couple $100 more than I wanted to spend, but for what we ended up with, it was good. Brad is sus.
Super sus.
Yeah. So the other way that we got Xander was he got real smart with him and his sense of humor. And he came to me a couple days after the Christmas list and he gave me a paper that said, I really want a 10-piece chicken nugget, French fry, and a Batman toy. So guess what Xander got for Christmas?
A lump of coal.
I wanted to go and get a 10-piece chicken nugget and stick it in one of my parts cars and leave it sit outside for like 2 weeks and get nasty, and then wrap that up and give it to him. But I decided that that's a terrible idea because it's a waste of food.
And he might eat it anyways, and then you'd have to deal with the medical bills, you know.
He probably would eat it anyway, because he really wanted some chicken nuggets. So instead, what we ended up doing was we got him a $10 McDonald's gift card, because that will get used. And then my wife went to the dollar store, and the only Batman toy she could find was a puzzle. And then she's like, they only got this one puzzle. They also have Spider-Man toys. And I said, get him a Spider-Man toy, and we'll cross it out and write Batman on it. Matt said you have to paint his new case to look like a nugget box. That would be great.
Wouldn't it be awesome? Wouldn't it be awesome if he hits it big on YouTube and that becomes his hook?
That he's got a chicken McNugget computer.
Yep.
So Dave said Wendy's chicken strips and a Superman toy. So, but no, it was fun. Oh, so my wife took and slid the gift card into the puzzle box and wrapped it and put it in a box and wrapped it and put it in a box and wrapped it, like 12 layers deep. Xander, see, I got to be really careful. Xander helps us out on Christmas Eve, arranging things. Okay, I think you know where I'm going with that. There could be kids listening, so I carried that package into the house. So I pretended like it was really heavy, like really heavy.
So he wouldn't want anything to do with it.
And well, we have a rule: he's not allowed to touch his own. He cannot touch his own packages. And he cannot touch his own package while other people are around.
I see what you did there.
So I carry that thing, and I'm like, oh, and I put it down. Oh my God! I'm like, God, my back's hurting. So Christmas morning, as we're distributing packages, Santa has come and left all the gifts and stuff, and I go and we're on camera. At least not unless it pays really well. Oh no, he's too young for that. So I go and I get that box and I pick it up and I'm like, I'm carrying it across the room. And I said to him, I said, you better sit down on the floor. And I said, that thing was so super light. And so I set it down and he goes to grab it and it's light. And I'm like, yes. And I get the Oscar. So it was good. I mean, he didn't get a lot and I felt really bad. Santa did leave him a nice letter letting him know that there was problems, that it was coming, and gave him a whole list of the specifications. iBuyPower claims that they're going to send everybody a $50 Amazon gift certificate if they missed the Christmas deadline. So I guess that's part of the guarantee, which again, they could have been nice enough to let me know that it wasn't coming. But so we told Xander that he could have his choice. He could either have the $50 Amazon card or he could have nothing. Or I would just give him $50 that he could spend however he wanted to, because I spend enough money on Amazon anyway. But so he claims he's okay with it. He doesn't sleep anymore because he's so excited. I spent the day yesterday trying to get a status, and of course I couldn't get anything. And he comes to me and he's like, Did it deliver yet? And I said, yeah, I have it. I'm hiding it in my room, so you can't have it.
I decided I wanted the gaming.
Really, what he was trying to ask me is, did it ship yet? But so he is excited, and he should be. It was a rough couple of weeks because I knew it was coming, and like he would want to get a game off Steam, and he's like, "Can you look at the specs and tell me if this will run on my computer?" And it's like
pitching.
It's like, dude, in like 2 weeks, it won't matter. You can buy any game you want and it'll run. It's like, it won't run now. His computer is an i7, but it's like a 2000 series i7. It's like it's like 11 or 12 years old. I mean, but
and he's doing VR off that right now.
Yeah.
How many headaches does he get?
He actually doesn't seem to be too affected by it. So the headache is the dang thing crashes all the time, and then I have to hear him complain. But Matt said, I guarantee I won't be buying from iPower, and will tell everyone I know. And that's exactly, I mean, I don't want you guys to be my personal army, but I want you guys to understand that I do not and will not support that company. I do not recommend that you ever buy anything from iBuyPower. They need to get their act cleaned up. What they did is wrong, and even after the computer arrives, I'm still going to file a complaint with the FTC for them, because what they're doing is technically illegal. I think you got a short circuit on your desk. It looks like you got some sparks going on there.
It's the LEDs, and I don't know if this is how there's. So I'm using the sample code, and I'm trying to see if there's updates per second. It's running 100 updates per second. So let's do 1 update per second and see if the flashing calms down a bit.
Matt said, as someone who built PCs next to you, I'm sure I can trust your judgment. Yes, Matt and I go way back to the early days, back when you had to like set 100 jumpers on a motherboard. Builder's Mark said, same as CyberPower. I will definitely make note of no CyberPower.
I have no idea if this is working the way it's supposed to. And now I can't. Oh, there's the bag it came in. So there's no documentation included. It's an Amazon special. Yeah, there's nothing in here.
Matt, how I do it, Matt said, I just hope for your sake, iBuyPower fixed their cooling issues. I had to add additional cooling for mine just to edit video without crashing. I will definitely keep an eye on that. So it's liquid cooled. The processor is liquid cooled, which is kind of cool. It's got 3 case fans in the front. I can't remember the size of them. I think they're 120s in the front, and then there's 1 cooling fan in the back, and then of course the power supply cooling fan as well. So yeah, Mitch, you nailed it. Exactly. Building a PC now is more expensive than pre-built because of the price gouging. Plus they buy in such bulk quantities I couldn't even touch an NVIDIA 3070 to get one, not without paying, $1,200 for the video card.
Yep.
Chris Lane said, I won't buy any Dell laptops. I can tell you that. My work Dell laptop is very flimsy, and anytime I move it, it either blue screens or dies because you can bend it too easily. Slightest bend, done. My new laptop is an Asus. I like Asus hardware, and it's a nice little laptop, and I got a good deal on it. Matt said that sounds much better than what mine came with, liquid cooled with one fan in the back. Yeah, no, there's two fans mounted on the cooling radiator, 3 down the front, 1 in the back, and 1 in the power supply, and then the ones on the video card. So it's all fans, man. It's all fans.
Okay, so I've looked it up, and the code that I'm using should be able to work with these LEDs. I guess I just don't. It was like use this sample that's included. So I uploaded the sample code. I don't know what it's actually supposed to do. It seems to be just trying to give me a seizure. Maybe that's what it is.
CyberPower took me for $3,000, 5 months, and after getting police involved, I finally got all my money back. Well, you know what's crazy is by credit card ruling, you are not supposed to actually charge the credit card until 24 hours of the item being shipped, and they charged immediately. The FTC ruling for internet mail or telephone orders is that they have to send the item by the date promised or within 30 days if there was no date promised. Otherwise, they have to have your permission to go beyond that, which they did not. Like they just, I mean, we're both over 30 days now, and we're past the date promised. So that's fun. My Alienware laptop has been great. I had to replace the battery and reapply thermal paste about 2 years later. Which, I mean, both of those are pretty common issues. I liked Alienware a lot better when it was actually Alienware and not Dell, but one benefit of buying from Micro Center is you'll get it. I have a problem with Micro Center. I'm glad that you brought up Micro Center, Mitch. Because I'm already in the crabbing mood. Let's crab about Micro Center. My biggest gripe about Micro Center is that they won't build one in Florida. I just don't understand. My nearest one is 6.5 hours away. I'd have to drive all the way to Atlanta, which I would then get to visit Felipe. But yeah, there isn't one in Florida near Glen. That's right. There's not one here. And I hate when you look at you look up the Raspberry Pi and they're really affordable, and then it's like in store only, and you're like, oh. So I have to either get Felipe or Uncle Ron to go and buy me one and then ship it to me. One can down. A fresh can of Coke, 0.
It's just what you need. I have no idea what I'm doing here. I'm just changing values in a sketch and hoping I'll be able to make sense of it.
That's generally how I program. I'm like, I wonder what this does, and then I just change it.
No, that's just back to give you a stroke mode.
Today's show is sponsored by Glenn with 2 N's. Yeah, that was James's idea to put that in. He's the comedic genius. I'm just here for the ride.
Anything you find funny is me. Anything you don't find funny is Glenn.
Mitch said, I'm 20 minutes away, so I can be your supplier. Well, that puts me somebody outside of Atlanta, somebody in Texas, and somebody in New York. So I can watch inventory on all three stores. Well, Mitch, shipping adds $8 to $10. That's a good deal. Doesn't it depend on what I order? But I appreciate it. I will definitely let you know, Mitch. But I think everybody needs to start writing letters to Micro Center, even if they don't live in Florida, and tell them that they need to come to Florida.
I'll do it. It won't help.
Yeah, it probably doesn't help. I used to pick on them right on Twitter. Like, it became a thing. They knew as soon as they posted to Twitter that I was going to say something. But and then we got Matt in Pennsylvania. So, like, I have almost a contact outside of every Micro Center. Yeah, I know Samantha doesn't work there anymore. Shipping prices depend on what coupons he's got for Cheesecake Factory. Yeah, it's every time that we've been in Atlanta, we always go to a Micro Center. I forget where else that we were, that Xander and I left Zach and the wife at the hotel and went. In a flat rate box, if it ships, if it fits, it ships. Yeah, I think fries has been pretty much dead for a while. So, but that's my big story that I wanted to tell and gripe about. So, never buy anything from iBuyPower, no matter how good of a deal it seems to be. I'm sure there's somebody out there with an equally good deal, and not to say that somebody else wouldn't have had an issue. I do understand that coronavirus, the COVID is a factor, and that shipping does have problems. But the other thing that kind of bites me is they only ship with FedEx, which I hate FedEx. But at the point that you're having issues shipping, why wouldn't you then be making phone calls to UPS and the post office and doing whatever? Because they said, oh, yeah, we're going to upgrade everybody's shipping to overnight to try to get them there and stuff, which didn't happen.
Right.
Again, mine sat for a week before Christmas. It's the last status I got was that it had passed burn-in and it was being sent to shipping, and then nothing more. So Puget Systems is probably a fortune. Probably. So, and I mean, like, to save time, I would have gladly just taken the computer in parts. They could have just stuffed it all inside the case and sent it to me. I would have assembled it. I would have been fine with that, but I couldn't get a response back from them on that. So, there you go, Matt. Everybody has issues. It's what you do about it that determines what kind of company you are. And what kind of company they are is the kind of company that has our money, is rolling around in it, and they don't care. So we'll see. We'll see how. And they were telling people, oh, well, if your build is marked with a pre-order, it could be late January or early February before you get it. Which, I mean, none of mine was marked pre-order. It's still not as of now. It's built supposedly, but other people who had ordered that wasn't pre-order, like, while they were waiting, it went into pre-order because they oversold the parts. Right. So maybe it burned up during burn-in. No, they said it passed. It passed burn-in and quality control check. So, I mean, at this point, I don't have high hopes for whatever their quality control is, but it'll be okay. I ordered it without an operating system. I'll install my own operating system because I get it cheaper than what they were charging. And so that took them less time to build it, but didn't help. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Never buy from them.
Burn the bridge.
Don't buy power.com. So let me ask you a question. Maybe somebody out there knows, because like I don't know. It came to me in a vision yesterday. When you buy something online, yep. say that I buy something from a very reputable and awesome company like Printed Solid. Say I order a roll of Jesse PLA filament. Mm-hmm. at what point do I own that filament? Do I own it the moment they charge me for it? Or do I not own it until it reaches me?
It's a good question. I don't have an answer for you.
Because right now, iBuyPower is not allowing in-person pickups because of the whole COVID thing.
Right.
But if I already own that computer, can they legally stop me from showing up to pick it up? I mean, I guess if I show up, it could be then
trespassing. Yeah.
Right. But they're also holding my product hostage. Carl says, when you have it.
Right, because they can legally turn around and refund you and be like, okay, well, sorry about that. We can give you your product. And then there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, I was just, I don't know. It was kind of one of those curiosity things to me. At what point do you own the product? Which then makes me curious, if I buy something from eBay and it gets lost or destroyed in shipping, how can you have a shipper, like the person who sold it to you, just be like, well, too bad. If I don't own it until I get it, yeah, I don't know. If you're from Florida, you can legally show up with a rifle and get your product.
Wait, is that true?
Just one rifle? I thought I could show up with a whole militia. Well, our governor, this is not going political, but our governor has passed some what I believe are really great laws. We have castle doctrine here in the state of Florida, where if somebody is like breaking into your house and like you yell, "Stop or I'll shoot," and they turn around and start running from your house, you can still shoot them. Which is not typical in most places. But now, because of the riots and stuff, they passed the mob law, where the way that it's written, you can pretty much just shoot anybody at any time. It's the Wild West all over again. I thought he was going to the car to get more guns. Well, we have a sheriff here in Florida, Polk County, and I don't remember the story. I could probably pull it up. If you Google it, you'll find it. Polk, P-O-L-K, Polk County. But they ended up shooting a suspect like some ridiculous amount of time, like 56 times or something. And when the media asked him, why did you shoot him 56 times? He said, because we didn't have any more bullets.
I remember that interview. He's like, because we ran out of bullets. Next question.
Yeah, it's
that's something.
Polk County, the origin of Florida, man, no doubt. And remember, Polk's not just a county, it's also a verb, because everybody from there is really pokey. Good times. So, but I did get to prank my kid with a Barbie computer.
It's not a prank if you make him take it as his gift. Then it's just
well,
funny.
It was really fun standing out in the driveway painting this thing, and the neighbors are like driving by, like looking, and I'm out there just slathering the paint on with a brush and stuff. But no, it was good. Zach got almost everything on his Christmas list. Like we bought him almost everything because it was just like, he just wanted some little action figures, and he wanted, so it wasn't like really expensive stuff. The most expensive thing that he asked for that he got was a push scooter. I ended up ordering him a Mongoose brand scooter because it had 10-inch 10-inch bike wheels on it. And, where we live, we don't have a lot of driveway. So it gives them a little bit more option to ride on rough terrain.
Mm.
So that was pretty cool. But he didn't get the PlayStation or the Xbox or the Nintendo Switch. I got him a really sweet deal a few months ago on a 10-inch Android tablet, and he's had a tablet on like through the years. He's had quite a few of them, but because of his ADD, he gets these little rage fits, and he ended up like punching the screen and breaking it. So I've opted that he doesn't get any more electronic devices until he can get that under control. So
no more smashing good times for him.
No more.
That's fair. I don't know what's going wrong with this. It could possibly be a mess up with the wiring here, because it feels like when I wiggle it, stuff changes. But it's got a sleeve on it, and if I peel the sleeve back, I think I might have a hard time returning it.
Oh, yeah. I gotcha.
They tossed heat shrink over it, so
maybe they've got a cold solder joint in there?
Well, that's what I'm wondering. And I'm wondering if the or it's possible that the power's crossed with the data line, maybe, and it's just getting a constant signal of 5 volts.
Could be. That's how the world works, James. When you wiggle it, stuff changes.
I told people this week that if I ever write an autobiography, I'm going to call it "Try Catch Finally: Failing My Way to Success," or "Failing My Way to an Exceptional Life." Sorry, that was the programmers will get it.
When you punched an undischarged CRT, it punches back. Oh, Matt, I always think about Chelly and him discharging those CRTs on those monitors.
CRTs scare me.
That flyback transformer, boy. Woo, that thing will get you.
It'll take you with it.
It'll make you fly back.
Yep. In a box.
Good times, good times. But overall, Christmas was very nice. We had a massive storm Christmas Eve. I was perusing through the Lightorama Facebook group kind of early in the day on Christmas Eve day, and somebody had said, like, when the storms come, do you guys still run your show? And I'm thinking, rain or shine, I run my show, as long as it's still there, I'm running it, Yep. And somebody had made a comment, well, being I'm in Central Florida, I'm going to have to shut down for tonight. And I thought, what's going on in Central Florida? So I look, big storm coming in, lots of rain, biggest night of the year. We get the most viewers on Christmas Eve, and big storm coming. So I go outside, and it's already pretty windy. And so I told Priscilla, I said, I got to go to the store and get some stuff. Oh, the mega tree, the big mega tree, the bottom ring was already pulling the stakes out of the ground, which are they're 18-inch long rebar stakes with a hook on the top that I drive in to hold the ring, and it was already pulling those up out of the ground. So we run to the big box store, and I get those dog tie-outs, the corkscrew looking ones. Yep. I grab a bunch of those, and some. I also use 12-inch landscape nails to stake everything down. And we weren't gone very long. When we get back, the ring had broken completely free on the big tree, and when that happens, it starts to bell in the wind. And there's 52 strands of lights that go up and back down, so 104 tie points. And so I've never weighted, and I probably should, but there's a lot of weight on that bell. Well, what had happened was, from it swinging to the side, it pulled out one of the hurricane anchors, which is I think it's 15-inch, with the big screw on the bottom of it that you use to tie sheds down and stuff here in Florida. It had plucked that thing out of the ground like nothing. It just plucked it. And the pole was bending way over. So I had run out and I grabbed the guy wire, because that's what's normally hooked to that tie down. The two on this side were still okay. Well, technically this way, but they were still okay. The far one had unhooked because this one pulled out of the ground and the pole was leaning like this. So I'm now holding it, and Priscilla was trying to fix the other side. Then she had to come over and hold it while I put the screw back in the ground. So we did manage to get it tied down, but we had to have been like within minutes of losing that thing. I mean, if we would have stopped for lunch or anything,
you would have come back to a mess.
Yeah, it would have toppled, which it did a couple of years ago. It snapped off a 1.25 inch steel pipe. So yeah, it's crazy. And then it knocked, Uncle Ron again. It knocked a bunch of stuff over. And so I went around and staked everything down. So then the storm comes, and it actually blew some trees right across the street. On that side from us is woods, and it blew down some fairly large pine trees. One right across the street. The neighbor came down with his tractor and moved it, but and then it knocked some things over, so I had to go out and assess and fix but and of course with the rain it pops the GFI breakers, and then half the show doesn't run.
Yep.
So yeah. I remember you with that giant cap welding it to your screwdriver. Yeah, that capacitor came from Skycraft. I probably still have it, to be honest with you, because I don't throw anything away. Oh. So I hope that everybody had a good holiday. If you don't celebrate the Christmas, kind of sucks to be you. I mean, I guess unless you celebrate something else, Hanukkah's also fun. 8 crazy nights. Yeah, we had a nice dinner. Priscilla made a nice dinner on Christmas Day. Boar's Head brand ham, which was delicious. I took a nap. That's how I'm going to end up spending my vacation now, is taking a nap every day. So, I got entered. Now I'm not just. You got a 3D printer, Matt? That's awesome.
Kay and I didn't go home this year, so we slept in, made brunch, spoke with the family a bit on the phone, and not a lot of anything else.
Watched Letterkenny.
Watched all of the new season of Letterkenny. So,
which, at first I thought, man, that's quite the binge, until I realized it's only like 4 episodes. So what, 8?
7.
7
episodes, half an hour each, roughly. We were through it like mid-afternoon.
That's what I did. My desk is now full of tchotchke, and that's pretty much what owning a 3D printer is. A bunch of crap you can never use. No, I absolutely love when you're doing something and all of a sudden you go, oh my gosh, I have a need and I can 3D print an actual practical part, either to fix something, to make something better, to, when it's not just something to lay around on the desk.
The few and far betweens.
Yeah, it does seem like it is definitely more rare to find that practical print, but that's why my printers don't run. I'm just so tired of crap laying around. And, usually up, like the couple months up to November, all I'm printing is little makeys to give away at Maker Faire. And then, of course, like now I would be starting to turn out Maker coins for Murph, but
who even knows?
Yeah, I that's still up in the air, isn't it? Like they've picked the weekend, but we still don't know.
I didn't even know they'd picked a weekend. I stopped following because
Well, as I understand it, because we didn't get to last year, they pretty much gave them the pick of any building, any weekend.
Right.
Which what it sounds to me is like everybody else canceled even for 2021. So everything was available. But I still just think it's still too soon. Even with the vaccine, it's still too soon to know. I don't personally want to be in a room with all you people. Shelf dust collectors. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I haven't even put the stuff back. I mean, this shelf still has quite a bit, but a bunch of my benchies are missing because of the cats knocking them off. And then the inner shelf, the cats knocked like everything off there. Broke my JoelBot. It's no longer JoelBot.
I've had so many JoelBots lose arms and stuff nowadays.
His head got broke off. Stupid cats. They're not allowed up here anymore. They broke my Adelinda Dragon, which is the one that Luby actually signed.
Womp womp.
And they broke the foot off of it. Stupid cats. I'm trying to catch up in chat.
I've not been monitoring chat. I've been throwing code at this thing to try and make it do something, and it doesn't do anything. It spazzes out a little bit.
I printed a wedge for a security camera for a coworker to angle the camera down more. Then he got on site and found customer had a gambrel roof. I'm barely comfortable in chat with this many people. Oh no, Matt, the 3D printing conventions. We have MRF, which is in Goshen, Indiana, usually around March. Goshen, Indiana is well known for absolutely nothing. That's where all the RV manufacturers are, but they're very, very like it's middle of nowhere Amish town. And then there's IRF in the fall, which is in Bel Air, Maryland, which is just outside of Baltimore. But super, super fun to go and hang out and see everybody. And then, of course, the maker fairs all around the country. But I'm generally uncomfortable in crowds as well, but it's like family when I show up now. And then I always have Uncle Ron to do crowd control for me.
It's like Olive Garden. When you're here, your family. These male to female. I don't think one of these will fit.
Uncle Ron said I accidentally printed an Adelinda with 0 infill and it worked. That's amazing because that's a hard print, period. Scott said, noticing some suspicious yellow boxes sitting behind you. I don't know what you're talking about. There's no yellow boxes back there. Video coming soon.
Box King 3D.
Oh, that one I know. Got family in Baltimore. Serious Amish town. Walmart has a stable. Yeah, everywhere you go, there's like tie-outs for horses and stuff, and you'll see horse and buggies in the drive-thru at Arby's. Are makers better showered than computer people?
Next question.
I'm going to say yes. Thinking back to the days of ham cantation and computer show.
I'm going to say I think I only remember one person showing up that was like exceptionally smelly.
Yeah?
Yep.
I think I might know who that was. So I'm going to say yes, that it's definitely the nerd level is actually not as high in a 3D printing convention than it is in a computer convention, which is weird, but
weird but true.
I used to cringe going to the fairgrounds for those events. Oh yeah. Yep. I used to love going to Hamcantation and Computer Show because there was no internet back then. Like your only source for computer information was the big computer shopper catalog that you could buy at the magazine rack. Yeah, that's good. The hitching post behind the auto part store was the best one. Well, they still need bearings and things. CD-ROMs. Oh yeah. Yep, those were the good old days.
Good old days all over again, buddy.
Match. Oh man, I miss those days. Me too, because I was a lot younger.
Well, I'm about ready to give up on this, I think.
Well, do you think it's possible that it is bad?
That's what I'm leaning towards. I've got entire code libraries that are specifically targeted at these lights that are supposed to just make one blink on and off, or have them go on and off, on and off in sequence. Yeah. And instead they just sort of spaz out and do nothing, and now it's literally doing nothing.
Yeah.
So.
Right, my knees worked and everything. My wife said to me the other night, she said, I always pictured us growing old together. And I said, yeah, but does it have to be now? Oh, I do feel so old.
How old are you?
Well, as of 2 days ago, I turned 48.
Hey, at least it's only the first time you turned 48.
Is there an option to turn 48 more than once?
Oh, it's just like there's an option to turn 29 more than once.
I could see us turning all together. I just didn't know I wouldn't be able to see. Tony Ryan wants to know what you're up to.
I bought some WS2812 addressable lights, and I was trying to get them to do something, and they're just spazzing out and not doing it all from what I understand, the code's supposed to tell them to do. So, and I don't know how much can go wrong unless one of the solder points is incorrect underneath this heat shrink. So yeah. I always think the problem is with me because this is the first time I've worked with this stuff, but
he's working on his arc reactor. That's what it does look like. It looks like it's arcing.
Tony Stark made this in, what was it, in a bunker in the desert with scrap metal or something? I don't remember.
Yeah. It was in a cave.
It was in a van down by the river.
In a van down by the river.
Poor Chris Farley.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. Why doesn't he make movies anymore? Was that harsh? Maybe I shouldn't have gone there.
No, you're killing it. I don't think the code tells it to just randomly blink lights on at non-descript intervals and stuff. So
we can't really see it because your James Print and Play is right in front of it.
Oh, maybe I can switch cameras.
All I can see is the reflection off of your shirt.
I'm ready for horror.
Career just died. Oh, that's even worse.
No, he killed it. He didn't go on top, but he did go on a high. Then if I wiggle the connectors over here.
Yeah, there is definitely a problem there.
Yep. So now I'm debating, do I just send it back to Amazon and order another one, or do I cut it open and see if it's something that I can fix?
Okay, so if you don't mind me asking, how much was that?
Like $20.
That's kind of outside the threshold. Because sometimes they tell you just to keep it, and they'll send you another one or give you a refund. Well,
and I tried, because I was like, maybe it's the address line. So I tried connecting the address line on the other side, and it kills the power coming out of the brick. I have to unplug the brick and reset it and plug it back in.
Wow. So
So
something's shorted.
I would think I'm probably going to cut it open. I got to know. I also think the other thing too is that often with stuff like that, you return it and it just ends up in a box. They're not going to examine it or anything. So let's take a look.
Yeah, they get their returns, they throw it into a big Gaylord, and then they sell them at auction, and then somebody else has to try to figure out if there's any value behind it.
Yep. Well, I've watched some of the videos online where they buy the stock and take it out, and it's like, oh yeah, here's a gaming mouse somebody returned in. They just crammed their old broken gaming mouse back into the box for the new one, and shipped it back. And
Matt said, I've never had Amazon let me keep a return, no matter how cheap or dumb the item. I think like $5. I think $5 is the cutoff, where they've said, you know, just dispose of it is what they say. They don't tell you to keep it. They say dispose of that one. Now that Amazon takes returns through Kohl's, they're taking a lot more stuff back. Well, that could be, yeah. Dave Randolph may accidentally get one instead of filament pellets. That's how Harbor Freight always had us send the returns back, is we would just have to stack them in Gaylords, and then they would come every, well, it felt like every forever. Sometimes we'd have 2 or 3 of them stacked up before they would come and get them, but
I mean, it looks like I don't see any damage to the solder points. So I don't know why wiggling any, like, there's not even an opportunity for them to short it out. Let's see.
well, is it possible? Because that's a PC board right there, isn't it? Like right on the end.
No, it's literally just connected to the. It's just more flexible. It's the same thing.
Oh, okay.
I
so
could
maybe the brake is actually in the power or in the strip.
It's possible. I mean, I could cut off the first one and connect up here and see, but I mean, that doesn't guarantee that's where the. I guess I can connect it now and then sort of just wiggle right at the wires where that's all I'm moving and see if it continues to act weird.
Yeah. Tony Ryan is 100% correct. 31 watching, only 1 thumbs down. We're getting better at this. No, I see 3 thumbs down, but only 12 thumbs up.
Okay, so let's toss power back onto this, I guess.
Yeah, and then I kind of cheated on today's stream title, because last week I made it, possibly the last one of 2020, and then, of course, today is the last one of 2020, no matter what. I mean, well, I guess unless we, stream another time this week, but that's not going to happen. It's kind of a neat effect, it's like user input. That's really weird. See what it's doing? And the fact that it's only going, well, no, now it moved. I was going to say it's going to the same spot every time. Okay, so do this, James. Like, I don't know if you've got some masking tape or painter's tape or anything, but like tape that strand down so you can only move the end of it.
I actually don't think I have any tape down here right now. I had to bring it up upstairs.
As you're bending the end, it's talking back to him, voice activated. As you're bending that end, you're also moving the whole cable. And here's what I'm thinking, because when one of my arches buggered out on me a couple weeks ago, like just a couple days after we got the Christmas display set up, I lost 2/3 of one arch, and it turned out that one of the pixels had gone bad. And when I cut it out and bypassed it, then everything was fine. It was just one short. So I wonder if that break isn't further up the line, because it seems to be like stalling out in the same area on the line.
Let's see. You mean here?
Well, it was kind of like right by your screwdriver. Well, not anymore.
Because I'm moving everything around?
Yeah. Is it supposed to be all white?
Actually, I have to go take a look and see what last section of code I uploaded, because the one I was trying to load to it. So this is the palette code. I don't actually know what the palette code is. I'm going to turn the blink one on, though. I think that's just supposed to turn the first light in the chain on and off, because I figured like start with the first one.
Scott's asking, is that the project from the alien box? But
This is not, no.
no.
I just uploaded new code and it didn't seem to change any. Oh.
Mark asked, do you have the count of the LEDs correct?
I do. 100 LEDs. And I then counted them, even though the box said it came with 100. I counted them to make sure that there was, in fact, 100 on it.
Yeah, it seems like it's like crapping out in that same spot.
Like you're talking about in around here, right? Where it just came on?
Right.
The other thing I've noticed too, as I was going around, is that there's a couple spots where there's like sections that are soldered together. I think I saw one spot where it was like one LED was soldered into place. So there's a solder point here where they've bridged.
You're off.
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
There's a solder point here where they've bridged it.
Right.
But I thought I saw one where it was, yeah, right here. Soldered here and soldered here. Isn't that weird?
So on the longer sections, how many LEDs are between the sections? Because I wonder if it just doesn't work out to be 100, and so then they put in 2 to make it 100. Of course, what's 98 divisible by?
Oh, I see what you're saying. So count to see if it's an even number on the other ones.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
So
or you know, maybe it's just what they had laying around, and that's what you got. Hello, Paul. Yes, I like my Christmas card very much. Thank you. Oh, I knocked it down when I got Joel up.
There's 35. So what happens if you tell it if you give the wrong number and you put it lower? Does it only address the first? Like if I put 35, will it only address the first 35? It
should, yeah.
So if I change this to, let's just say 10. That's the data pin. Let's not change the data pin to 10. Let's change the number of LEDs to 10, just so it just addresses the first part of the strip. And
Matt says his wife sneakily made dinner early. Got to run. Thank you, Matt. Thanks for being here. We should probably reconnect sometime. Every time we ever talk is in here.
Okay, and let's upload.
Yeah, because I know that with the way that my setup is, if I built a prop that only needed 40 lights, I could still stick a strip of 50 in there and tell it that there was only 40, and it wouldn't light the last 10.
Well, in this case, it's lighting them all.
Yeah, there's definitely something going on with that thing.
I should see if there's an example, if anybody's uploaded their example code to Amazon, just in case this is like, I don't know.
Like bad sample code?
Yes. Well, I mean, it's coming right from the libraries, but there's no guarantees. Let's go through here. Let's take a look.
Lars is asking, is it RGB or RGBW?
RGB, it looks like.
Yeah, that's what mine are too, is RGB. And then when it turns on all 3 of them, that's when you get the white.
Let's see. Individually addressable full color programmer LED strip, WS2812B LED, WS2812B IC built in. 24-bit color display, JST connector on both ends. The addressable IC is built in the 5050 SMD. Each pixel can have its own color and brightness as you wish.
Well, apparently not yours.
Not mine.
Really gray bulbs?
Let's see.
No, you only have 35 minutes to get this figured out.
I think this is going to be a disappointing episode then.
Oh, I thought it would be different this week.
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Nothing. Nothing successfully.
And I have to say that I chuckle every time that I hear somebody say, "Man, I can't wait until 2020 is over and we get into 2021," as though everything bad is just going to go away. When do I start disassembling my yard? The Christmas light show, the last show is at midnight on technically New Year's Day, but New Year's Eve at midnight, at the strike of midnight, it plays Auld Lang Syne 7 times or 6 times in a row. Real upbeat, jazzy version. The lights just flash like crazy, and nobody's ever seen it but me. Well, me and the family. And then, well, last year 2 cars did drive by, but and then that's it. Once it goes dark, so it goes dark at about 12:15, and then that's it. And then I start tearing down. So January 1st. And it usually takes me a good month to get everything down and put away. This last year, I actually never finished putting everything away. I still had stuff on my front porch. Not this year, though. This year, it all goes and gets put away. Mark said, jumper to opposite end.
Well, I tried connecting the signal to the opposite side, and it tripped the. I guess there's some sort of. I don't know what the thing is in the brick, but anyways, the brick stopped outputting 5 volts until I unplugged it and plugged it back in. So
it like tripped its own little circuit breaker. Paul's saying that he doesn't have any sound, but it seems that everybody else can hear me. So maybe try closing and reopening YouTube, Paul.
I am tempted to like cut a couple off the ends and put stuff onto it, but like the more I modify it, the less I can return it.
Yeah. Yes. And no. Again, I've never had Amazon give me a hard time. And I mean, sometimes I just stuff my old gaming mouse into. Oh, I mean,
sneaky. I wonder what happens if I. Okay, so if I reconnect power here so that it all lights up and goes all spazzy. Or not spazzy, I guess. Good. Okay, so first of all, let's test this. Okay, so without a signal to it, it looks like whatever lights are on are stable on. Right? So it's only going to there. I forget how many lights I told it I had. How many do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So did I tell it I only had 20 lights in the strip? Because that would be progress.
You were going to tell it 10, but I don't know.
Yeah, I did tell it 10. So, okay, so let's count down from 10 on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I was covering it with my finger. So, and there's one camera too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That doesn't seem to be doing anything correctly.
Yeah, that's pretty weird. I don't think any of those type of strips that I have are individually addressable.
Oh, there we go. Never mind. I thought it was doing something, but it's not. I got excited there for a second.
I don't. Tony Ryan said that you froze, but I think you're just not moving.
And nothing's updating because no lights are actually going on. Okay, let's pick a different Let's try this color palette one, and we'll tell it I've got 10 lights. And blink is on data pin 5. Okay.
He was just holding really still. Well, and then everything you're doing is off camera.
I have to take a look and see where my camera's pointed now.
Right along the edge of the desk. That's probably a good shot.
So what I was trying to do is basically just go, because the address lines are exposed,
Right.
just pick one and see if some segment of 10 would actually do something. But that doesn't seem to be the case.
Now, the other thing that I'm curious on is because, well, your autofocus is going crazy. The other thing that I'm curious on is the power supply, because you said you didn't technically have the right power supply.
Well, yeah, if it was running all of them, it's supposed to be 5. If it was running absolutely everything, it's supposed to be 5 volts, 30 watts, which is like 6 amps. I'm using a 2 amp power supply, but I also think that if I significantly overdrew this power supply, it would probably pop. So,
but I wonder if it isn't enough amperage, and that's why it's not acting right. Is that power supply also running the Arduino?
No.
Okay. No, I guess not really at 5 volts.
So that's what happens if I connect to the beginning of the data line.
But that's still not lighting all of them. Right by your hand there, isn't that a dead section, or is it just turned
Right
funny?
here?
No. Right by your stomach.
No, these are all lit.
Oh, okay. Just the way it was turned. It looked dead. So they're all on.
Okay, so I'm holding the reset button on the Arduino just to see if it's having any actual effect, and it did stop pulsing them as much.
Mark said that is a possibility if current draws too much. Well, first show of the night just started. 5:30.
Well, there's all of them. Is that all of them? Almost all of them lit off 2 amps. I just I don't have anything more powerful.
Yeah, because I'm thinking like, okay, so it's enough amperage to turn the lights on, but it's not necessarily enough amperage to run the chips. There's a chip for every light.
Right. Could be. I don't think I have anything more powerful to run it with, though.
You need a big stack of D batteries.
But that would give me either 4.5 volts or 6 volts. Unless I get rechargeables, right? They're 1.2 each.
Yeah, 4.5 or 6, whatever it takes.
I don't know me.
No, Paul, no new 3D printers for me. I actually have no need for any more. Like, I think I've got my grounds covered as far as small and large printing. Vince is asking, are your connections labeled? Could be something hooked up incorrectly.
Each segment's labeled, and I was able to peel the heat shrink off one side to confirm the wiring. I guess technically I could desolder where they currently have.
We actually used to print. I use my printers when I have a need to. No more tchotchkes.
So I could technically desolder from here where they soldered the extra one in, because then I could put it back in without them knowing the difference anyways.
And again, chances are they're never going to check.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if
honestly, who at Amazon's going to pull that out of the box and be like, "Oh, this has been soldered on"?
Steve from Amazon.
Paul says he's thinking about ordering a printer, but he doesn't know what a good 3D printer. It really depends on what you want to do with it, Paul. I mean, if you want a good, reliable base, I would say the Ender 3.
I did an entire video that basically said, asking somebody, like, asking somebody specifically just which printer should I buy isn't always going to give you the right answer. And that
Yeah.
you do the research, you figure out what you need to do, and half the responses are which printer should I get? And I don't know if they're trolling or they just didn't watch the video.
Well, you didn't answer the question in the video. But yeah, if I won't say if money's no object, but I mean, if there's a budget there, then absolutely a Prusa printer. Anything new with the FK1? Nah. I might touch it this week while I'm on vacation, but it's working, and I really hate to mess with it the way it is. Like it's working for now. I'm still waiting for that wiring harness to break again, but so far it seems to be good.
I just made a decision. I'm actually just going to cut off the first 10.
Dave Flanagan makes a good point that you might need a shared ground between the LED and the Uno.
I'll try that first. Maybe that's the case.
But now that lighting strip takes the power. How does the wiring work on this? You have the Uno, which is running off of the USB port, right?
Yep.
And then your LED strip is 4 wires?
3 wires.
3 wires. Power, ground, and signal.
Yeah. Or data, I guess, in this.
Right. Okay, so then the power and ground you have coming directly from the adapter.
Yep.
So power into the strip, ground into the strip, but also tied back to one of the ground pins on the Arduino.
That's what I'm trying now.
Yeah. I wasn't telling you, I was telling me out loud.
Okay, and then
you short the positive and the negative together. What's wrong with James's camera? It's trying to autofocus and it's not sure what to focus on.
Oh, I think that's working now.
Uncle Ron says cut the blue wire.
I think that's working now.
I think that is working. Yay, we have a winner.
Okay, so who said that?
Dave Flanagan.
Dave Flanagan, I'm going to owe you like a $10 Amazon gift card. Contact me after the stream if you want it. I'm not kidding.
Scott said short with your tongue.
Tastes like Christmas dinner.
All right, you got a couple minutes. Run something else. Make it do something.
Okay, I'm running make the focus go really weird.
It's
been flawless.
Yeah, ever since you shifted it, it's been doing that.
Okay, let's execute this one and see what happens. Literally, I had the clippers ready to cut the space.
Yeah, you were there. And Dave slid in at that last second. And
I just uploaded another code. It's doing
to Dave. Dave's know things.
So I just uploaded another section of code and it's doing the exact same thing. Let me try a different one.
You need to put on like a techno beat for that autofocus. Boots and pants and boots and pants, boots and pants and boots and pants, boots and pants. It's so funny because like your keyboard being that it's lit up, like it blurs the keyboard and stuff. Dave greater than Brad, no doubt. Where were you an hour and a half ago?
There we go. Check it out. Check it out.
Look at it's doing stuff.
It's freaking magical.
God, I feel like an idiot for not thinking about the shared ground.
I'm going to call it the condom ground.
And you know what's really funny is we talked about that.
Did we?
Yes, because you had asked me about putting two.
Right. Stacking power, basically. And you said, you said something about you got to make sure the ground and the power are tied together.
Right.
Yep. Look at that.
It's like doing what it's supposed to do.
Yep. I wonder how I changed the color of it now. Let's take a look at the code.
Yeah, can you share the code? Can you put the code up on screen?
Yes, maybe. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna see if this changes it to red. If it does, then I'm a programming genius. No, it changed it to green. Okay, so if I change this to green, because it's also saying there's variants, and sometimes it thinks it's addressed GRB, but sometimes it's addressed differently.
Yep.
So let's see what happens if I put this to green. Oh, there's red. And then I wonder what other colors are available through here.
So you have, instead of red, green, blue, you have green, red, blue.
Yep. Assuming this turns it to blue. Yep.
Almost as mesmerizing as watching your first layer.
GRB is assumed. So I wonder how I changed that overall arcing here.
You know, it's funny that Scott says that, because I've been doing the 3D printing thing now for creeping up on 4 years, and I still love watching that first layer go down.
So if this still compiles, blue should still stay, but now I should be able to address green is green and red is red. So that's blue. That's good. So then if I change, I guess I should share the code now.
Well, I just wanted to see, like,
you know what? I can't share the code because I'm not going through Streamlabs anymore because of the audio desync.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're not going through OBS.
Sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah. Okay, switching it to red. So
you can do a screen share through. There's a button down at the bottom that says screen share of StreamYard.
It's going to ask me which screen to share.
Should. I mean, if it's I know that a lot of times you have stuff on your computer that you can't.
I'm just using the sample code that's from the library.
All right, let me know. Is that good? We can pop that up?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, it's tiny.
Oh, yeah, it's on a 2K screen.
Oh.
We're running 2K video on a 720p stream.
Yeah, it's just scratch. Can't even see it. All right, I'm gonna take it out. Sorry, guys, no code.
I'll stop sharing.
Uncle Ron said tiny. It's not tiny. I can read it fine. Uncle Ron, how old are your eyeballs?
Okay, so now I'm lowering the delay between switches to 10 milliseconds from 100 milliseconds. So this should be like NASCAR now.
This would be fun.
I'm excited for it. Oh! Butterfly in the sky. Look at it go. It's
24/7 Hinky said Chinese writing.
Can this let's put the delay down to 1 millisecond.
Mark said go to 1,000.
That's fantastic.
See, now we got techno light to go with the. What did you change something on that camera? It's not doing the weird autofocus anymore.
I did not. Huh. So luck of the draw.
Oh, delete Facebook is trending on Twitter. Finally, a hashtag I can get behind.
I want to see if I can make the train of it long. Let's try this.
Scott said, "Look how Glenn, you got competition."
Oh, for next year for Christmas?
Yeah.
Oh, this is just the beginning. Just wait till next week. I'm already learning, adapting. It's probably actually going to break it, but
yeah, I'm looking at buying. It's known as a Falcon controller. And
are you out of your Falcon mind?
Yeah, not a Vulcan, Falcon. But it's for controlling RGB pixels. It's 16 channels, expandable to 48, and you can do like I think it's 1,024 per channel, 1,024 pixels per channel.
That's a lot of pixels.
It's a lot of pixels.
How many of those things do you have to buy to build yourself a TV set out of pixels?
Depends on how big of a TV set.
Is it working? There, I've got Oh, where's the green one? Oh, I see.
We'd see too, but we couldn't see the code.
It's fine. I'll fix it in post.
Flashing images, epilepsy warning.
Okay, there. So now we should have red, green, blue following each other around. That's what it looks like to me.
Choo choo like a train.
Yep.
It says I choo choo choose you, and it has a picture of a train.
So this all came out because my wife wants me to design some of those pixel light things that you hang on your walls.
The pixel light things that you hang on your walls.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who had them at one point. Like, you know, the like PewDiePie or whatever has on his wall where it's they're like hexagon shaped or whatever shape. And
oh, like those things that Felipe was making.
Yeah, that's who it was. I was trying to remember who had brought them on here. I guess I should have guessed Felipe because he's the only one that ever responds to our offer to host.
Right. Well, and we've never had PewDiePie on here. Not sure that I would. Of course, not sure that I wouldn't.
I would encourage you, if we had the opportunity to have him on here,
We'd probably get pretty good viewership, wouldn't we?
I would think that would be an invitation to make it on YouTube overnight. Well, I feel better. I don't have to return it now. And you know what? All we had to do to make it work was find some common ground.
You just had to find a Dave.
What happens if I disconnect the ground now? Right back to spazzing. And back to life.
That makes total and complete sense now, and I feel really stupid for not thinking about it.
Okay, so now let's see how my understanding programming skill stuff is. I'm going to try and make it so that they bounce, so they go all the way to the end and they come back in the opposite direction. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to drop this here, and we're going to do...
And then I got a good one for you after you figure that out.
I think that's all it'll take to do it.
Then it explodes.
Tell my wife I love her. Let's see. Is it going to do it? Nope. Where did I go wrong?
It looks like maybe that line right there. I think you forgot a semicolon.
Let's try this, and this. And we'll do one of these, and one of these, and one of these, and one of these. See what happens.
Gonna do the Fun King yellow. Mike sends a belated birthday greeting. He missed the part where we weren't talking about my birthday. Thank you, Mike.
Ruined it.
Now, why would it not? It filtered. Maybe because it's only images.
Oh, I think I know where I screwed up here.
Carl says Pico Leaf on Thingiverse. Thing number 4163418.
I'm probably going to design my own just for the experience of it. I'm real bad for that. We'll see, though. We'll see how lazy I'm feeling.
All Glenn got for his birthday was older. I got a couple nice birthday cards in the cake, but I did make out like a bandit for Christmas because the only power tools are black and yellow power tools. I ended up getting a big set of DeWalt power tools that had drill, impact driver, a circular saw, reciprocating saw, a multi-tool, and a flashlight, charger, and 2 batteries in a big bag that I can use like a suitcase. So now I have a drill and driver for up here. Mark said DeWalt all the way. Well, yeah, they're proper colors. I like the orange power tools. I actually don't buy DeWalt because they're black and yellow. It just worked out that way. So I've always been a DeWalt fan. And there are things that they could do better, but for the most part, I'm pretty happy with their stuff. I recently got the cordless jigsaw, which I will never use my corded jigsaw ever again. That cordless jigsaw like works crazy good. I had the rigid multi-tool, which I still have. It works fine, but I just wanted a newer one, and I wanted a DeWalt one so that it uses the same batteries. And that thing,
There we go.
that thing is awesome. No, it's all right. I was just filling time.
I'm speeding it up a little bit because it's a little slow, but.
Did you pick them out and buy them yourself? No, my wife knows that I'm a DeWalt fan, and we were in the blue big box store, and she noticed a crazy good deal on it. So
there, it does exactly what I was trying to make it do.
Okay, so now what you have to do, make it take off in red, but end in white, and change slightly in between every time. So somewhere in the middle, it'll be pink.
I don't know how to do gradients because all I've got so far is red, green, blue.
I bet that would take a crap ton of code on that.
Will it though? Hold on. So I'm going to try and do it just on the movement in one direction part. And let's do, just for the sake of argument, what if I set this to...
Paul, I will do that. I can't check it from this computer. I don't have email on this computer, but...
So let's see what happens if I give it an absolute value, what color it sets it to.
Well, Scott, in fairness, my wife says that I'm absolutely terrible to buy stuff for. I have a bad habit of when I need something, I just go and buy it. 24/7 Hinky, I'm going to trust that link is... Oh, no, it won't let me share it. Yeah, generally when I want something, it's because I have a direct need for it. So then I just go buy it right then. So I promised her that by next Christmas, I would make a Christmas list and not buy the things that I put on my list. So, and there's always things that I want that I don't go out and buy. Like right now, I really want to get a golf cart, but that's not something she could go out and buy. Like she would need me to do the research on it. So create a function to increment value of color. Oh, that's a good idea.
That's what I'm trying to do, but I've given it multiple values and it just keeps sending it as blue. So I don't know. Can I look up the definition for the... I guess these are probably in the library.
Does it use a standard hex for the color?
I honestly don't know. I guess I could look up a hex value, feed it, and see what happens. I was hoping I could bring up the definition of one of the constants that it has to see how it looks, but let's do green RGB value.
Dave Flanagan says, James, check out WLED to control the LEDs. It's open source and easy to use.
I will check it out. I don't think it's going to allow this, but let's find out.
Oh, Uncle Ron shared that link. Now I'm going to click on it, and it's going to take me somewhere I don't want to go. Oh, yeah, we have those batteries available to us through Amazon. There is a really, and I'm drawing a blank. There is a really great YouTuber who does like product comparisons, and I know somebody will know who I'm talking about. And the comparisons are as honest as can be. Nothing is provided for him. He buys everything that he does. Project Farm. And he did a test, and some of those off-brand batteries actually did really well. So I went and checked. Ron said he went and checked it first. So
try.
Yeah, and then there's another YouTuber. I want to say his is like 67 Project. He did a video about all the adapters that you can buy through Amazon and elsewhere that like you can adapt any battery to any power tool. So can I use Raspberry Pi to control RGB LED strip on my 3D printer and let Octoprint change the color after status? Actually, yes, there's a plugin for that. Somebody wrote a plugin to do that. So you can have an RGB strip and like have it on white when you're printing so that you can see, and then when it's done it goes green, and if there was an error it goes red or whatever. Yeah, red while printing, green while finished. Yeah.
So by feeding it absolute values, all I can get it to do is go blue.
Giving it regular hex values?
It wouldn't take well, actually, hold on a second. Maybe it'll take a hex value if I wrap it in quotes.
So what is it taking? Like red? Like the word red?
Well, they have constants, so I can do like the name of the library : and then one of the constants.
Okay.
But I can't. I think I have to open the library to actually go take a look at what that constant looks like in terms of how it's defined. So let's try this. I give it this hex value, it should be green. And upload. Let's see what it does with it.
Yeah, I would love to bring my big matrix over here and show you guys how cool that is, but it's that would be a chore. So when I get some of I'm working with Melissa on a couple of the issues that I'm having, and I think it's a just me issue. It's not an issue with the way that it's set up, but when I can make that thing a little bit more portable, I'll have it over here and set up so you guys can see how cool it is. And then I've taken it a step further. I'm using Mosquito, which I forget what the protocol is that it uses, but the software that I use to run the Christmas light show can send a Windows command at the start of the sequence. So I can actually have it send a Mosquito command, which sends a message to the Raspberry Pi, which then reads the Pi and plays the right thing on the screen. So like I could have the name of the song and current temperature, whatever. So it's really cool. It's not you, it's me. Well, no, it's really you. Uncle Ron, I'm gonna have a couple more boxes coming this week, so don't shoot your delivery guy yet. No. Yeah, well, that package showed up today, which was weird being Sunday delivery, but like I said, I wasn't expecting anything from Amazon. And before the knife touched the tape, I went, oh, I bet it's Uncle Ron. So, and I love the note that was in there. He told Xander, he said, it's not video game related. Sorry, not sorry. Your camera's freaking out again.
Is it?
Yeah.
Let's stop it.
Yeah, but now he sees your hand. No, it's freaking out again.
It's freaking out again? I hate these cameras.
I always just disable the autofocus on the...
Every time I reboot it, re-enables it.
That is true.
Yeah.
Stop rebooting. But you use that computer for other things.
Yes.
Yeah. See, I'm fortunate that this machine doesn't do anything but...
It's just your streaming PC.
Right. Which I'm just going to start using Xander's new PC as my streaming PC because it's better. I mean, if he ever gets it.
RGB dot set and set color code, and then I guess I can pass it parameters. I don't know. Oh, it's expecting double colon.
2 minutes.
Try that, and then is it? If I do this, set RGB. I got to make sure I get the that's RGB, and then in brackets I'm supposed to be able to do like 15, 15, 15. See if it likes that. I don't think it will. Cannot call without object.
Can you stream display from a different PC through OBS? You'd have to use a capture device.
Yeah.
So like I use the Elgato capture, the USB one, to capture from my camera, which is a Sony Handycam. So I had actually told Xander that if he wanted to, we could run an HDMI cable over to this PC and he could stream from this PC while playing on that PC so that it wasn't so hard on his computer. But his new one really shouldn't have any problems. So.
I mean, if it gets
3D Medic Vince said, Xander, I'd tell you a computer joke. I don't think you'll get it.
Funny but fair.
That's really harsh, Vince.
dang.
What's really crazy though is he has no solid evidence that I actually bought him a PC. I could just be using this as a ploy and get by with giving him nothing for Christmas.
Next year he gets the computer finally. He's like, oh, finally shut up. I set these to brown. I didn't know brown was a color that these things could do. It doesn't. That looks like white. So
yeah, it doesn't look like brown to me.
I didn't see it reset though, so maybe I didn't click upload.
24/7 Hinky says everyone used polycarbonate plastic filament. I have some, but I have never printed with it because you definitely need an enclosure for that.
That doesn't look brown. That looks like a red. But
Mark,
I don't know.
every time your keyboard flashes, the focus goes nuts. But I don't think your keyboard's actually flashing.
No, it does not flash. I guess I could do this. Turn them off.
Orange looks yellow in LEDs too. That's because orange is a defunct color. I'm just kidding. Mike.
Orange is the new machine. Orange is the new machine. That joke didn't land. I knew as I was saying it, it wasn't going to.
Brown is dark orange. Try black. So, years ago, I had a friend and we had gotten some of those inkjet t-shirt transfers, the kind that like you use a home iron to
yeah.
So you print them out on the inkjet printer and then you transfer them to a white shirt with an iron. And he said he goes, I want to do a black shirt. And I said, well, you can't. There's no white ink. And he said, well, I'll just use gray. And like I stared at him, for like what felt like 10 minutes. And I'm like, you realize that gray is just less black on white paper. Mike said unsub. 3D print a large P and a C. That's Xander's Christmas.
Well, I made some stuff work, so.
You did. Well, you didn't. Dave did, but.
Yeah, Dave, fire me a message on Twitter. I'm too incompetent to have my own tech stuff, so.
But see, that's the fun part about learning. I love learning, in general, but to learn in this kind of environment is super cool too, because like, when do you ever get to have this kind of a think tank?
It's true. We're not even streaming. Like, you think we're streaming for you guys. It's actually streaming for us because we're both dumb.
Oh, God, yeah. We'd never do this for anybody else.
Did you see so I put on Twitter, I'm not wishing anyone a happy new year this year. I did last year, and we all saw how that went. and Joel said, dang it, dude, you got to stop that. And I said, sorry, Joel, happy new year. And Justin Nessler responded with, you had one job. Well, good times and happy days.
Just remember, come the stroke of midnight on January 31st, all of our problems will go away because it's the new year.
Yep. Old acquaintance will be forgot.
As the universe just goes, oh, I can't screw with you anymore. It's a new year.
New Year just, yeah, they just dialed in. We decided we're gonna have another year of 2020. I'm gonna make one more code change before we go because it's 6:04. We're running late. You guys are getting bonus time now.
Oh, did I say January 31st? I meant December 31st. But if it takes an extra month for it to fix everything, I'm all right with that too.
I'm gonna put it on fast code so it's just like a Pong thing bouncing back and forth. This is how Pong was made, everybody. This is all the code for it. Toop, toop, toop. I can't even do the sound effects.
So you gotta do 10 or so LEDs in red chasing back and forth, but you also have to make it play whoa, 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 when it does it.
Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to test is if I put this to a LED count of 10, is it just going to go on the first 10? Because that's what you're discussing. You said it worked for you. It actually says it's 20, so it's not seizure-inducing as much. Or more seizure-inducing? I don't know.
So it's still running the code through the whole thing.
You know what? Hold on. Yeah, because I think the values down here are hard-coded for the 100. Let me take a look here. Number of LEDs.
Like time-wise, it's still running through the whole strand. It's just not showing you.
Try and set this to this and see what happens.
Because I had that same problem with my Christmas lights when I cut that one out of there. Time-wise, it was still 100 notches.
And you just want these to be red, is what you're saying?
Yeah. And I wanted to go whoa, 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 whoa.
A lot of the audio effects in post. We'll
one of the greatest TV shows ever.
Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future.
What?
Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future.
No,
have you never heard of that show? Have you never heard of Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future?
No.
You need to go look it up. It was a show that was made to be a direct ripoff of Battlestar Galactica, and it used very early CGI for all of the bad guys.
I was actually talking about Knight Rider, but then I threw in the whole Battlestar Galactica thing.
Michael, I've told you not to put your coffee in my coffee holder. Whoom, 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 whoom. Needs to be a little bit faster, I think.
Well, didn't that matter? Like, wasn't like driving down the road was like that, but when he was in pursuit mode, it went.
There, I'm flipping it over so everybody can watch it.
Now you broke it. Oh, it's funny because you can see it like go over the top of the wire. Like you can tell that it's climbing a little hill right there.
Yeah.
Electronics are so much fun.
It's pretty amazing that I spent $20 on a strip that I can basically infinitely program to do whatever I want now.
Can you get it to go down and get me another Coke Zero out of the refrigerator?
I mean, with enough time, I guess.
Well, we probably should wrap this up because Xander is going to stream today at 6:30. You're still doing that?
Huh? Yeah.
Still streaming?
Yeah.
Tell everybody who cares, and we're done. Oh.
Oh, he would love to stream and talk about his new computer, but he doesn't have one.
You can talk about what you think it is.
I gave him the full spec sheet, and then it also came with a year of NVIDIA's online gaming service, and what was the other one? Intel's, something with Intel.
Sounds like a space gaming bundle or something.
Yeah, space game bundle. So. Sure, I spelled that right. So if you guys want to go and aggravate him, he's generally mean to all of his fans. So if you like being bullied, that's what Xander does. He likes to bully people. Oh, and Dave Flanagan followed me on Twitter. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate that. So. I guess this is the part where we bring to close 2020.
Yep.
It's so sad to see such a wonderful year leaving, and everything is going to be great come 2021. Poof. It's just going to, everything's going to be fixed. Just like that. Poof.
All it took was vaccines.
Well, I really hope that that's it. I really hope that I mean, obviously, who doesn't hope that? You know, I hate needles, but one shot in the arm and have all this go away. How wonderful would that be? So
I'd buy that for $1, but I'm in Canada, so I don't have to spend anything on it.
neither do we.
Well, I'm sure there's some place in the world where they're like, "Yep, get your own money."
Very possibly, but that was one of the promises that the president made, was that that we wouldn't have to pay for it. So, but either which way, thank you guys for tuning in to us.
Oh, I guess I should switch back to my face for the goodbye.
Well, yeah, because we want to see the tear dripping as I do this wonderful closeout. But thank you for hanging out with us in 2020, and 2021 will be better. It will be better because I'm going to make at least one video.
Did you not make a single video this year? No, you did.
I did, but I haven't made one in so long. I mean, I've even laxed on my MakerBox videos. I have to get caught up on those as well. And I mean, December's MakerBox is delayed because of shipping, but it'll be here. Builder's Mark throwing down $10 US for some milkshakes, but since Glenn takes the money and rolls, James will have to wait until they meet up. That when James and I can be back in the same room as you know, together, it's going to be a glorious day. For those of you who don't know, James and I
hate each other.
Yeah, we can't stand one another. It was Murph 2 years ago, I think.
2018.
Yeah. And we had
Three.
the night of like the Friday night of Murph, the Friday night 3D printing hangout was on, and so I went down to James's room and we live streamed on the three. We totally bogarted that stream. Like, yep. Like it wasn't. They
made the mistake of saying, "Hey, if anybody out there is at Murph and can get on to stream right now," because I think that's what it was. Is the people that were streaming weren't there, and they were like, "If anybody at Murph can stream," and Glenn and I are like, "Oh, we can stream."
So I mean, we're in the same room together. So like, and it was like we just bogarted the whole stream the whole time.
I call it improving, but you know that's.
Oh, it was fun. So, but
in our minds, we were the light of that live stream.
We always are.
That's
we
right.
are definitely the light of this live stream.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, nobody does this live stream as good as we do.
I apologize if anybody asked me any questions in chat today. I don't think I checked chat after the first 10 minutes.
I tried to direct all that I could to you, being that I wasn't slapped the bag, being that I wasn't working on anything. So, but yes, the little yellow bins behind me are for my upcoming video. And just so you know, there's 14 of those bad boys total. They were about 4 hours a piece. So definitely took a while. The best Fun King 3D channel on the whole internet. You got that right. Nobody Fun King 3Ds like me. So, but I really think that 2021 is also going to bring about some type of a new channel for me with some garage related builds in it, because I just don't think the two are going to intersect enough, but we'll see how that happens. I might in the beginning make a few and throw them on Fun King 3D just to see how people accept them, but otherwise
because I'm just thinking this channel is already monetized, so you want to be able to.
That is true.
You could change the name from Fun King 3D to Fun King Projects.
Yeah, but well, no, because I'm already branded like everywhere.
Where? I don't recall ever seeing your logo on anything.
Oh, you've never seen my logo anywhere?
No, not that I can think of. What is it? Some sort of a cactus?
I'd have to get hold of Michael Cassell and get a new banner made.
No, just Post-it notes over top of the.
So, well, I'm thinking about naming the other channel FK Garage, but again, we'll see. Maybe it ties into this. I mean, this is a maker channel.
I just want to see you make money. That's all.
Usually, I make her a lot of mistakes and some messes, but
it's true.
Everything I will be building in the garage will also be 3-dimensional. So that does kind of tie it together. Yeah, Bob Card said we live in a 3-dimensional world. Everything's 3D. So, but yes, that's what's coming up. Otherwise, I don't have anything else to plug you.
I didn't catch. You're breaking up a little bit, I think, unless it's just for me.
I'm not breaking up with you.
I was trying to make it bounce so I could have it like the Geordie LaForge in the reboot.
But you can't touch it because you
I break it.
short it out.
It's because of how daisy chained everything is together. There you go. Yeah. Wearable tech is the future.
No, I said, do you have anything that you want to plug?
Not really.
No, nothing big coming up.
When
are you gonna finish your pie cases?
I mean, I have 3 more designs finished. I just have to shoot videos. Do you know how time consuming it is to shoot a video?
I do.
Do you remember?
I do. I don't.
It's been a while.
It's been a long time since I did a regular video, but again, it's really just because I'm out of ideas. But it's all going to be fine. I'm going to start making some videos again and see if people like them and see if it's worthwhile to do.
I like your videos.
But
I'm saying if one person watches and enjoys it, then that makes it all worth it, right?
Well, yeah, and my wife keeps telling me that I teach things differently than other people. So
yeah,
I usually like say it and then I punch them until they agree that I'm right. But we'll see how all of that goes.
Good times and happy days.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't have anything. So that brings us to the point where I say thank you guys. Thank each and every one of you guys for being here.
Even me?
Even you.
Oh,
yeah.
jeez.
Thank you for being here, because otherwise I have to talk to myself, which is really, really weird. Paul Cumber says he misses Mailbag Mondays. You know, I might try that again. It had like kind of hit and miss success, but I love getting stuff in the mail. I love getting fan mail. So maybe if the fan mail picks back up, which it might once the videos pick back up, it's all my fault. There's no doubt about it. So I lie to myself constantly. I lie to myself, Uncle Ron. I'm always like, you're successful and beautiful. And I'm like, I know. So thank you guys. Thank each and every one of you guys for tuning in. We really, truly, and I know I say it every week, and it's kind of like the thing at the end and stuff, but we honestly appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here.
Except that one guy.
What's that?
Except that one guy.
Except that one guy. Yeah. When you guys throw down the super chats like Mark did today, you guys have no idea how much that's appreciated, because that is the kind of stuff that lets us continue. I don't know if you guys, do YouTube, but it can get costly. So we're blessed. We're blessed to have each and every one of you guys here with us. On that note, goodbye 2020.
Yeah, guys, you guys can take the rest of the year off. You don't have to tune in to any more of our streams.
You will not see us for the rest of the year, but we will be back with you next Sunday in 2021.
Should we call it season 2 for season 2 of what's 3D printing?
That could be fun. Yeah. I'll change the thumbnail that never changes otherwise.
Yep.
And we hope to see all of you guys there. And we really would like for you guys to, bring a few friends, rope some other people, spread the word on the Facebook, let them know that these streams are here and fun.
Also, thanks to everybody that tried to help me get these lights up and running today, and the one person that actually did it. Yep.
Big winner of today was Dave Flanagan.
Keeping me grounded.
So, that's all I got. So thank you guys. I'm clicking over on things now, so that I can get ready. And this is the part where I say,
are you waiting for me to say it?
Yeah, I thought you were going to do it. So
but you didn't say
thank you guys for being here. Until next time, as always,
print on.